The best way to achieve my goal of 32 thieving so we can actually obtain the Iron Dagger poison to help us on our journey to Fossil Island, I made my way over to the Hasidius house area so we can actually obtain 15% favor and actually thieve from the fruit stalls. For those of you who don't know, this is one of the best methods to train thieving early on. And we also obtained some strange fruit in the meantime, which is a great alternative to run energy as an Ironman, as we can't actually make our own energy potions at the moment. And we also did manage to obtain some extra levels such as crafting and farming levels in the process, so it was not too bad at all. We knocked out a couple things all in the same time, so I was pretty happy with this decision. Alright, I think I broke the plow. Let's see if I can fix it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. There we go, 5%. That didn't take as long as I thought it was going to take. Last time I did this in Twisted League, this took quite a while, but now we could do fertilizer, which is a lot faster than this, so that's what we're going to go do right now. Alright, so the only downfall to actually doing this method as an Ironman early on is the price of compost. As you can see, 100 of them cost 2k, which we currently do not have at the moment, but we can go sell our silk that we thieved earlier, or we could do the Stronghold of Security to get 10k easily. So I'm not too worried about that. Luckily, we're only going to 20%, so we only need to actually get 100 at the moment, so 2k should be pretty easy to obtain. So I ran over here to dig up 100 saltpeter, which was required to turn the compost into fertilizer. This did not take time at all and was pretty relaxing, if I do say so myself, so it was not too bad. It's very tempting to steal from this baker's stall right here, as I need 2 more thieving levels to actually thieve from the fruit stalls, but this is like a hardcore Ironman's graveyard. I know that much. Because this is a multi-area, so these guard dogs can tag team you, and if they both hit a 5, well, bye-bye hardcore Ironman. So me being me with my lack of knowledge on Ironman, I thought it was a great idea to try and have somebody avenge other me to kill this bear for Druidic ritual, but I quickly realized that you cannot turn accept aid on an Ironman, so this idea was shot down pretty quickly. We also came up with a genius idea, as since you can't actually get in here if you already completed the biohazard quest, but we did find a method to where he could get in here by teleporting with the Slayer's Ring, but unfortunately he was not able to actually see the Mourner, so he couldn't attack it. Even if I attacked it here, which I do right here, he still was unable to actually see the Mourner, so that idea was shot down quickly as well. So luckily we benefited from actually attempting those methods, as now I had a safe method to train thieving to 25. So we got 25 thieving, and now we can thieve from the fruit stalls. Luckily I did not forget to sell my silk here. Let's see how much money we actually obtained off of it. So this is my first inventory. Wow, that was actually a little bit more than I was expecting, 3.3k. And I believe we have another inventory to sell, so we'll see how much we end up with. So we managed to get just short of 5k GP, so we're easily able to buy the compost now. So pretty nice. And a nice little farming level coming in from the fertilizer. Was not expecting that, honestly. I kind of forgot that it gave you farming XP, but we'll take it. And just like that, we are turning in the fertilizer. This was pretty easy. I mean, we only did get to 15%. Later on, we'll have to get a little bit higher, but for now, this will do. There's 32 thieving, and now we can finally pickpocket from the rogues. This did not take long at all, and we did end up with quite a bit of strange fruit. I just gotta actually remember to utilize the fruit when I need the run energy, because knowing my luck, I'll probably forget all about them. Alright, here we go into the wilderness. It's good to get this knocked out early on in case we did die. It would be early on in the account, and I would be less disappointed rather than dying in the wilderness later on. So I did scout this out on my other account, but I really wasn't too worried about it, as I am still level 3, as I always will be. But there's not going to be anybody out here PKing level 3s, and if there is, well, then they need to figure something else out, because that's just a waste of their time. So I have actually done this method on a previous account of mine, and it did take me up to about 400 pickpockets before I received the dagger. Either the wiki is inaccurate when it says it's 1 in 71, or I was just extremely unlucky. We kind of will get a little bit more research on that during this account. Hopefully we don't go 400 pickpockets, because I think I got like 42 thieving, which I really don't want to be here until 42 thieving, so we shall see what happens. Nice, I didn't even realize we got it, but we did get a little bit luckier on this account. As you can see, we still are about 3 times over the drop rate, but we managed to get it nonetheless, so I'm pretty happy with that. And that's not very accurate on the total value. We did make more than that. Yeah, we managed to get about 8k GP, as you can see here, so that's pretty nice. I finally found somebody willing to help me out who has not completed the quest yet. Shout out to Smash Skills for helping me out, man. I appreciate it. Much love. He just recoiled it down and we were able to obtain the key. I'm not actually going to complete the biohazard quest just yet, as it's only required for the Artie diary, which I'm not going to do until 30 Slayer, so I can utilize the lamp. But anyways, thanks again, man. I appreciate it. Look at this guy trying to skull trick some people. Keep your eyes peeled out there, guys. It's dangerous. Alright, so I know a lot of you guys are going to be upset at me about this, but I attempted to do the tick manipulation to actually do this the correct way and not obtain any combat experience. But as you can see, I am terrible at tick manipulation, as I have not messed around with it whatsoever, as I mainly do skills. Hence the reason why I do level 3 skillers. But anyways, I attempted to do this for hours. This took so long. I do not understand. Every time I seem to mess up the tick manipulation like I just did, I hit 100% of the time and gain combat experience. But I did this correctly so many times, and I almost never actually did any damage to the rat. And when I did, it did not poison it. And this just seemed like a lot of overkill just to complete the Druidic Ritual quest. So I ended up just attacking the rat the normal way and obtaining a little bit of combat experience. I thought about it, guys, and it really does not affect the account at all. I know it doesn't look too appealing, but in the end, my level is still 1, so it really doesn't matter, as I don't plan on doing any partner slayer or anything like that. I mean, I'm telling you guys, I must have been doing this for hours. I have over 30 minutes of footage of just recording me killing these rats, and it's ridiculous. Not to mention, after this rat, I had to do this all over again with the bear, which would only take even longer, and I am far too busy to do all of this just for some rat meat to complete the Druidic Ritual quest. We also managed to get our first genie lamp. This is why I rushed Slayer off the bat. For this reason alone, I got 140 Slayer XP versus the 10 that you would have gotten at level 1 Slayer. I even did attempt to do the correct method on the bear for a little bit as well, but I just did not have any luck. I did not even hit the bear at all. The bear was just even harder to actually hit on, as it's higher defense than the rat, so I really didn't have time for this guy. So I just did 1 damage, I believe, and we luckily poisoned it off the bat, so we didn't really waste any XP. I wasted more XP on the rat than I did on the bear, so a bit unfortunate, but nonetheless, we got it done, and now we can complete the Druidic Ritual quest. I am not exaggerating when I say this was the hardest quest we have completed so far. But there we go, 3 herb lore, and now we can actually train these skills. So pretty nice. We finally got that done with. I'm pretty happy about that. So I decided to do the Merlin's Crystal quest over the Demon Slayer quest, as this does give you a 1k XP lamp when you turn it in for kudos points, and the Demon Slayer quest does not give you an XP lamp. And I also don't risk the chance of dying as much as I do doing the Demon Slayer due to those high-level wizards trying to KO you as you walk by. And I also didn't have to do any damage to this boss. Unfortunately, we did have to attack the bat to try to attain some of the bat bones. And as soon as I managed to finally do some damage to the bat, literally right after I hit a 4 on the bat, this random noob walks by and attacks the same bat. So that was my luck with that, so I had to redo it all over again, and these bats were actually pretty tanky, so I was very upset. I was probably here for at least 10 minutes trying to hit on this bat, and I finally do, and this guy attacks it. So don't be this guy and attack other people's monsters. Like, come on, man. Yeah, I was not too happy. I could only imagine how people feel on Ironman when they are actually bossing and somebody comes and crashes them. I would be pretty upset. Luckily, this is probably the only time we will be crashed on this account, as we're going to be skilling. So I ran into a dragon impling on my Ironman and decided to run over here on my other account to try and catch it. I did manage to grab it and obtain 72 dragon bones, which is pretty nice, but yeah, I can't wait until we actually get the hunter level on this account so we can get some pretty cool things. Hopefully we actually find some and not get unlucky. I finally completed the quest, and that is our 5th quest knocked out. That is all the quests to actually receive kudos in the museum that we needed to do. Now all that's left is the dig site quest. To actually be able to clean the findings inside the museum. So that's what we're going to go do right now, but we need 10 herb lore to actually do the quest, so I got to figure out a way to get 10 herb lore real quick. So I made my way over to Karimja to knock out the jungle potion quest, as it does get you from level 3 to 9 herb lore, and then I needed to figure something else out for the final level. I also managed to run into our second genie, which did not get us a Slayer level, but nonetheless some good experience. Took me a little while to actually complete the quest, as I just stood here and collected the herbs. We did manage to survive a couple of things, tried KOing us, but we did survive. We stood at this wall here for about 10 minutes trying to collect this herb. But we finally got it, and we're able to make our way back to Trufus and complete the quest for our reward. So yeah, we managed to get 9 herb lore off that. So now all I had to do was try to figure out a way to obtain that final level for herb lore. And real quick, if you guys do travel through here as a hardcore Iron Man, be careful, as some people can spawn tribesmen, the masked tribesmen in this village, and those things will attack you and probably kill you. So I decided to try and obtain some of the herbs that we used in the jungle potion quest and see if I could get 10 off of that, but it was not giving me enough experience. I didn't feel like doing this, so I had to come up with another idea. I finally figured a way to obtain my final herb lore level, and all it took was a nice little trip to the Al-Kharid Palace. Chancellor Hassan, I'm here to rescue the prince. I want to know all the details. I want to know who took him, how many men, what kind of fortress, what equipment. Give me the details. Well, that was oddly easy to get past those guards. Well, what the hell is going on in here? You! What is this, some kind of sick sex dungeon? Where the hell's the prince at? Hand him over. Hey, Prince, listen, man, spare the details, all right? I don't want to know what they did to you on that sex bed over there, all right? Just put this outfit on, man. Get the hell out of here. Go home, all right? Your parents are looking for you. I need to get paid, so just go home. Hey, Hassan there, bud, you might want to get a doctor to check out the old prince over there. I don't know what they did to him. Some creepy stuff going on over there. You might want to get him checked out. I hope you guys enjoyed that little clip I just made there. If I sounded like an idiot, just let me know. But I wanted to change it up a little bit. So if you want to see more of those, just let me know. Or just call me an idiot. Either one. So the reason why we did the Prince Ali Rescue quest is so I can make my way over to the Sorcerer's Garden. If you guys aren't familiar with this is just a mini game for thieving, but you can also obtain some herbs, and this was really the only way I could actually obtain herbs at this level without farming. So when over here, this is actually pretty easy to do. You just collect some herbs, or you can pick a squirk for some thieving. But we needed the herbs. We also managed to get 8 farming off it, as well as it does give you a little bit of farming XP. But we managed to get our herbs, so we can now finally get to 10 herb lore. Just gonna quickly make these attack potions here, and then we can go start the dig site quest. Too easy. Alright, this quest was actually pretty bad. This took forever, because it's actually a lot of running in this dig site quest, and I actually should have used my strange fruit. I told you I would forget about it. Should have used my strange fruit. I was walking this entire time. So I should get quite a bit of levels off of this quest if I remember correctly. I didn't actually calculate it out. Let's see what we get here. Wow. That's actually a lot of XP for mining. Let's see, what do I get off that? 32 mining. That's insane. And 17 herb lore, but I'm more excited about that mining. That I have not done any mining, and we're already level 32. That's pretty good. Just a little tip for you level 3 Ironman out there who have not done Recipe for Disaster. If you turn in your dig site level 3 certificate to the guy here at the Varrock Museum, he gives you a fruit blast, which is used for the Recipe for Disaster. So I figured I'd just throw that in for you guys. So even though we completed all of the quests needed to actually receive our kudos, we are not going to do those just yet, or turn them in for kudos anyways, because the experience lamps that you receive can only be used in a skill over level 20. So we need to obtain level 20 Slayer before we turn those in for kudos. But I did come over here to the dig site area and clean our findings and find all 5 of the artifacts that we needed. So we did get a little bit of kudos off of that, but now we need to go train our Slayer somehow. So to get to 18 Slayer, I decided to do the mini quest for Recipe for Disaster, rescuing the dwarf. You get a reward of 1k Slayer experience for completing that part of the quest, but to complete it you need to actually complete the fishing contest quest, which requires 10 fishing. So I didn't want to train my fishing from 1 to 10, so I decided to do the sea slug quest, which requires 30 fire making. So that's why we're over here wood cutting at the moment, to burn some logs and get to 30 fire making so we could complete the sea slug quest, then the fishing contest quest, and then the mountain dwarf part of Recipe for Disaster for 1k experience in Slayer. If you guys actually pay attention to some of these quest guides, they're pretty funny. Apparently this guy here is stranded on this little island, even though there's literally another island right over there, the mainland, that he could easily swim to. But I guess that's too far out in the distance for him to actually see, and it's kind of strange that we knew exactly where he was and we never actually came out here to rescue him. But then we came out here to ask him some questions on how to save his son, and then we just leave him out here. We just hop back on our boat and don't even offer to bring poor old Kent here with us. So rumor has it Kent is still on that island today. Alright, wrapping up the quest right now, and this should give us some nice fishing levels. Let's see what we get. Level 24. That is ridiculous. But now we can go complete the fishing contest quest and then Recipe for Disaster. So we made our way over to the fishing contest, marked our fishing spot, and won the contest with the biggest fish caught, and obtained a nice friendship with the dwarves, which got us another couple of fishing levels from 24 to 26 fishing without actually training the skill. Very nice. So the last requirement I need for Recipe for Disaster is to get to 10 cooking. So I'm over here fishing to actually get the resources needed, and looky there, another fishing level, 27 fishing. Very nice. I really hate when this happens. It's so annoying when you just look away for 1 second and then look back and there's a pet right there and it appears to be following you, but it's somebody else's. Every time. Gets me every time. Hey. Alright, finally starting the recipe for disaster quest. Give the cook here all of the required items that we obtained, and now we can go in here and watch this very long cutscene. How exciting.
Guess who's back? Stay.
You mean to tell me not one person at this table was able to dodge this extremely slow spell? Really? Really? The old dwarf here's cooking us a nice little rock cake for us. He better not mess this one up, because this is literally his life on the line here, alright? This better be the best rock cake you've ever made. Alright, here we have it. Now, since we don't have the ice gloves, we just gotta wait 4 hours for the cake to cool down. Alright guys, here is what the stats look like at the end of episode 2. We managed to get quite a bit of skills done. Quested the majority of it besides woodcutting and fire making and our very small farming levels, but this is pretty well rounded for a beginning of an account. This is why you should do quests at the start of an account. Looking pretty good, and now we are one step closer to gaining access to Fossil Island. Let's go.